Alrighty, welcome to an 8-player cube draft. We're in a cube draft league here, and I'd really like to take down one of these 64-player drafts, so I'm going to try to stack up some tokens, play in those. I apologize for not getting to play in the 64-player draft this week that I'd planned on. Got a bunch of people sick here. I was like the only one in my family who didn't get COVID, so I'm holding down the fort. It means playing a 64-player draft was a little outside the range. That said, we're going to be battling this draft as if we were going to try to win the most. And I think that means you're supposed to take Swords to Plowshares there. I think maybe the fun pick would be like Gristlebrand or something, but I think in this day and age, you got to take Swords over Chrome Mox, Headliner, Scarlet Lelia, and I suppose Gristlebrand. But Swords is my first pick, and second pick, we've got some good options here. Could take Skullclamp, could take Balance, could take Retrofitter, but I wouldn't actually advise that. As much as I like this card and as much as I played with it, I would not take it over one of those good white cards, the good white card or the other artifact. The other good cards in this pack, like Leovold's pretty good, Springheart's pretty good, and Spell Pierce is, but nothing on these level. And Skullclamp versus Balance is pretty close. They're both pretty good. They both work totally fine with Swords. Where am I at right now? I think it's probably Skullclamp. All right, I'm going to go with the Skullclamp here. We'll see. Mystic Confluence. That would have been a pretty good one after Balance, but now there's Giver of Runes, there's Spellseeker, there's Fintorn Elves. Elves and Skullclamp is a pretty good combo. Paradise Druid, I think, worse than Elves for this case, but I think it really just comes down to Mystic Confluence plus Giver of Runes. And I think, given our start, I'm actually supposed to take Giver of Runes. I think Giver of Runes is pretty good. Snapcaster I will take. Snapcaster Swords is nice. Snapcaster Skullclamp is nice. There's no white card to take over it. Spellful Spirit's too much worse. So happy enough taking Snap. And then here, Beza the Bounding Spring is pretty good. 4 mana, 4/5. You can, some combination of draw a card, make 2 tokens. For Skullclamp. Gain life, make a treasure. There's a Delighted Halfling and a Paw Patch Recruit. There's also a Duress. Duress is pretty strong. Kind of want to just take Duress, and we start with like a good little grindy Esper Brew. And here there's a Narset. There's Caustic Bronco. There's Jacked Rabbit. So X1 and a white for a 1/2. It has Ravenous, so if it comes into play with 5 counters, you draw a card, and X is the number of counters it gets. And when it attacks, you make 1/1s equal to its power. So it's actually not too bad. 2 mana 1/2 attacks and makes a 1/1. Or 3 mana 2/3 attacks makes 2 1/1s. Like once it gets bigger, they kind of have to answer it. That said, I think I'm supposed to still just take Caustic Bronco here. And then now I'm pretty into Elite Spellbinder. I know we're moving away from the Luris bracket. I always try to stay open for that, but Elite Spellbinder is pretty good. I think it's a pretty good aggressive card, and I could be Black-White Disruption again here. It's not like I'm all that locked into Snapcaster Mage. I'd like to make the Clamp be decent, and I think we have a decent start for that. And Swords and Duress are 2 really efficient cards. So far I've taken mostly cheap and efficient cards, which is how I think you should approach the cube. We got rewarded nicely. Reprieve 8th pick is a pretty big game, so I feel pretty good about being in white, passing a Glimmerlens too. That card is also good. And getting a late Bronco and Duress is nice. Had I taken Balance into Mystic Confluence, I think that would have worked out okay, but honestly, besides the Confluence and the Snapcaster, I haven't felt blue was so open that I regret not drafting it. All right, and here, there's a Staff of the Storyteller. That is kind of nice with Clamp. There's also Cathar Commando. Cathar Commando is a very solid card just in general. I'll go with the Staff, though. I'm kind of interested. There's also Savai Triumph, which I think would have been totally reasonable. Should I Stitcher Supplier here to go with Skullclamp? Maybe we can get like some Bloodghast action. All right, now we're ranging a little further afield, but that's okay. I think I will take No More Lies, though. That's a great card to splash. I mean, Mana Leak seems like a funny card, but just a little bit of disruption goes a long way. And I think I'd rather have that. Elegant Parlor is the other option, but I think I'd rather have the Supplier. And here, do I want Haywire Might or Talon Gates? Talon Gates can be nice to splash things. I don't think I want Talon Gates. I think I'll take Haywire Might. There's a chance it makes it in. Beza. That's a late Beza. All right, Haywire Might I'll put in the sideboard. But okay, so I've got basically 2 good black cards, Duress and Caustic Bronco. I've got a blue card and a half. There's a Firebolt. Maybe the Elegant Parlor would have worked out. I've got a bunch of white cards. I also have like a bad black card in Citrus Supplier. I have 1.5 good blue cards, Snap and No More Lies. Snap actually looking like a pretty good splash in this deck. Hitting Duress, Swords, and Reprieve is good. And then I have a bunch of good white cards. So, including a pretty late Reprieve, Beza Wield, fairly late Spellbinder and Staff. Like, I'm happy that I'm playing white. And what my other colors will be, who knows? I kind of have enough artifacts that if I opened Academy, I'd at least have to think about it. But let's see what we got here. Oh, we got a Mana Crypt. Never turned that down. Passing Caracas, one of the few cards I'll take over Caracas. And the One Ring, Animate Dead, Brain Freeze. Wow, there's a lot of good cards in this pack. But Mana Crypt, well, it's great with Spellbinder and Beza. It's actually pretty good with Skullclamp. It's not as good with the cheap cards, but let's chill out, Magic Online. Now that we have the Mana Crypt, we can draft around it. I mean, with that Haywire Might and Mishra's Research Desk kind of chilling there, again, could see us kind of a late pivot into artifacts, though I guess Retrofitter is gone. All right, and here, there's some strong cards. There's a Hull Breacher, a Council's Judgment, Oko, Emrakul. There's Lingering Souls. Lingering Souls, good with Mana Crypt, good with Skullclamp. I don't really like second picking Lingering Souls because I feel like that card does wheel a lot of the time, but it's so much more important. I don't really care about Council's Judgment that much. I'm just going to take the Lingering Souls. That's fine. All right, and here, there's Mox Diamond, there's Mother of Runes, there's Godless Shrine, Ancient Tomb, and City Traders, both. I think I'm supposed to take either Mother of Runes or Mox Diamond here. I don't think I can take Godless Shrine here. I just think Mother of Runes is too good, and I think Mox Diamond, especially with this Mana Crypt, is just not that necessary. Oh, here I definitely like Smuggler's Copter. Fantastic with Crypt, just good overall with this stuff. Maybe I'll get Oust or Paragon back. It's also like Life, Death, Sunfall, but I really like a Smuggler's Copter in this deck. And then here, there's a Badlands, but that doesn't seem too great. Usher of the Fallen works with Staff, works with Skullclamp. Yeah, Usher of the Fallen it is. I actually have a lot of respect for that card. And then here, I'm going to take Intrepid Adversary. And I'm starting to doubt that these black cards are going to be in my deck. We'll see, because I do like Duress, Bronco. I might splash like Lingering Souls, but you know, if you separate out the black and blue cards, looks like white is just open, and we could have a really good white deck. So I'll take Intrepid Adversary here, and there's a Bloodghast and a Silent Clearing, but I think we might be getting near towards mono white. I do like Hallowed Fountain, though. I can't afford to take him to Turok. If I take Hallowed Fountain, maybe I can splash Snapcaster and No More Lies. And then here, yeah, we'll pass up Concealed Courtyard, take Skyclave Apparition. And I think I'm going to start moving the black cards out. Again, the Lingering Souls does make me want to have a little bit of black mana, which maybe is enough for like a Duress, probably not enough for a Bronco. Duress is actually good later in the game. That's probably more of a sideboard card still, but like there's a lot of matchups where a turn 5 Duress is actually kind of what you want, but maybe that does not point towards a main deck card. All right, and here, well, Colonnade came back, and I do like a Colonnade, but I feel like Mac's going to yell at me if I don't take Winds of Abandon here. Yeah, Winds is a really strong card. Let's just take Winds. Unfortunately, I can't look at Brain Freeze or Dark Slick Shores. Those are just luxuries beyond me. All right, well, let's take so if we take out the blue cards and the black cards, we're still at 15 cards after pack 2, and we even have a couple more cards. Like, look, Council's Judgment Wield. Yeah, we should probably just be mono white, and that way also don't have to like third pick a Flooded Strand or, you know, take a Scrubland over a playable white card. Mono white is great. If you can get into mono white, and look, yes, I do want to splash the Lingering Souls if I can. Oh, I will take Blade Splicer over City of Traders though, because it's so good. It's good with Mana Crypt, it's good with Skullclamp, it's good with Staff of the Storyteller. I think it's going to be really good in this deck. Yeah, maybe the Lingering Souls makes it, maybe not, but I like this setup right now. And then here, Sarah Paragon versus Oust. I just took another removal spell. I think I'll take the Paragon. My impression of the Paragon has risen. It is just a very strong card. It's expensive, but you can often play it and play a land. Here, I'll take a Flame Slash in the same turn, which already like mitigates the issue, especially if you play a fetch or a wasteland or something. Oh, Silent Clearing. Look, perfect. All I need is a couple black sources in this Lingering Souls plays. And then later in the game, like it's a must kill threat. Like if you cast this and they don't kill it, you're just going to win. And if you have on 6 mana, getting back like a good 2-drop or even 5 mana, 1-drop. Oh, look at this. Little Emerald Pearl Ruby action. Well, I'll make some people around me quite thrilled. I'm obviously going to take Pearl. Look at this. Correctly read the signs and drafted mono white. And by that, I mean open Mana Crypt and Mox Pearl. Really getting paid off. Ooh, now I want Strip Mine. Strip Mine is great with Paragon, and Mana Crypt and Mox Pearl make Strip Mine so devastating. You're just turn 1 land Mox 2-drop, they play a land, next turn 2-drop Strip Mine, you just end the game. I'll wheel a Thraben Inspector, and Gut is a great card. Like I wouldn't mind having Gut in my deck. I don't have any lands towards that, so I think I should just take Strip Mine. And now I'm going to take Containment Priest. This card is also just the nuts. You never lose if you cast this. The reason is, and I'm being a little hyperbolic, but Containment Priest against unfair decks is just so good, and those are the decks that can compete on speed with a White Weenie, because White Weenie's not even the fastest deck, but it does just make it really hard for people to beat you with removal spells because all your threats are so resilient, and you can win long games because there's like cards like Skullclamp or Sarah Paragon or just like Mother of Runes. Like these cards all provide you with a pretty big advantage. So Containment Priest shoring up your fast games and letting you win the long games is, I think, a pretty good plan. Also, against fair decks, I have Swords, Winds, Council's Judgment, Skullclamp. These cards all work great if you're trying to grind out, like Lingering Souls, Blade Splicer. And against unfair decks, Containment Priest just completely drops the hammer. This pack has no white cards in it, and I could take Palantir because it is kind of nice with Mana Crypt, but I don't think I'm very likely to run it. I could take Dark Confidant in case, like, if I got a bunch of packs of black lands, I guess I would play it. I'll just take Palantir. I don't think it's going to be that good, but I might run it. Oh, look, and here I can pick up Mishra's Bauble, because Mishra's Bauble is great with Sarah Paragon. So I think I'll just take that. Could be nice with Beza. You play it so your hand's less than theirs. And I think Touch the Spirit Realm has a pretty good chance of wheeling. I like Bauble, though. Oh, Stoneforge Mystic. There's a breach, too. Yeah, I'll take Stoneforge. Right now, it can only get Skullclamp. We have 3 picks left to maybe get something else. That's fine. I think that's good enough. I don't think Virtue of Loyalty is a card I'm going to miss too much here. And here there's an Interrupter, but I found this card to just not be that good. I think I will take the Scrubland because this makes it so I can cast Lingering Souls, and I get 1 more pick for a Cauldron, by the way. I don't think I've seen it, but I've got 1 more pick for, besides Cauldron, another black land, and then maybe I can even play Duress in the deck. I mean, right now, this is only a couple cards short because I've got a couple Mana Rocks, but I think Duress and maybe even Bronco would be easy additions if that works out. Or, I'm going to get a card out of this pack, hopefully, and then a couple cards I think probably wheel. And no, unfortunately, no equipment. There's a Tundra, which would be the second blue-white land, so I could maybe try to get Snapcaster in. I think I'm just going to take Unexpectedly Absent. That card is just pretty good. The main knock against this card, as always, is it costs double white, but the fact that this kills any permanent basically exiles it, or you can make them redraw it if it's a bad card. Like, all that adds up. All right, can I get a Thraben Inspector? Oh, I want to talk about Thraben Inspector. I had a recent draft a couple days ago now where I drafted black-white. I think that's what I drafted. But in any case, I had a Mox, and I started talking about how Moxes make Thraben Inspector better. First, let me take... This could actually be a Guardian Scale Lord deck, though Lava Spur Boots is a second piece of equipment. Would I want Lava Spur Boots in this deck? I don't think so. There's also Wrath of God, but I don't think I want Wrath so much. Let's take the Guardian Scale Lord. The reason I think Thraben Inspector is better with Moxes, and there we go. Oh, there's Cauldron Complete. It was in the opening pack. I didn't even realize it. All right, Windmill Slam. There we go. The Stoneforge worked out. Everything worked out. Right now we're at 14 land plus 2 Moxes, so let's just take out Sarah Paragon or Guardian Scale Lord and call it a day. I'll run Lingering Souls off 2 black sources. Oh, make that 3 black sources. Perfect. Pass a Crabomination. It's okay. Oh, a Vindicate. That could be a card I side in. I don't think I need it main deck. And I don't think I'm going to main deck the Duress or the Bronco. But, I mean, right now we're at 14 land plus Mox, Mana Crypt, Eagles. And then I do have a Strip Mine in there. So if I wanted to cut something... Oh, Sculler I like too. Huh. I could actually, now that I picked up the late Eagles too, I have 3 black sources. I think I'm going to leave the Sculler in the sideboard. I got the Interrupter anyway. I think I'm going to leave the Sculler in the sideboard, and the Eagles makes the Palantir better, by the way. And I will side in like 3 Swamps, Sculler, Duress in the matchups where that's going to be good. What do I want to cut here, if anything? I kind of don't want to cut anything. I think I'll play basically 16 lands plus Eagles, so 17 lands, and then Silent Clearing and Strip Mine. Both obviously are good against Mana Flood. Mishra's Bauble also cycles. I think this is fine, and I'm not going to play any Swamps, just 11 planes. All right, let's see this here. Yeah, this is a very good white weenie deck. I do expect this deck to go well. Let's see if we can get a trophy, shall we? All right, time to play first, and I realized I got interrupted by that Kaldra. The reason I was talking about the Thraben Inspector, the reason it's good with Moxes is typically, as commentators pointed out, Moxes make 1-drops worse, and I think that is true. Llanowar Elves gets worse when you have Mox Emerald in your deck. 1-drops, like Beaumont Courier is worse in a mono red deck that has like 2 Moxes, because you want to skip to like 2 with Moxes. The reason I think Thraben Inspector is actually the opposite, and it actually gets much better with Moxes, the reason is Thraben Inspector, why we think it's such a good card, because it is because it's a 1-drop and a 2-drop and a 3-drop, kind of all combined. Oh, my Mother of Rune's going down. Oh no, it didn't. Against mono red, if you can, or a red deck, if you can untap with Mother of Runes, you're pretty happy. Though I guess they're doing some stuff over there. Oh. What's going to be good this game is Containment Priest with Mother of Rune's backup going to be good. So, because Thraben Inspector costs 1, 2, or 3, it's great with Moxes pretty much however you slice it. Moxes give you access to more mana, and Thraben Inspector is really good at letting you efficiently use their mana. So yeah, maybe land Mox Thraben isn't the opening you want, but getting to go land, Thraben plus land Mox Kraken at some point is pretty sick. Oh, they just didn't do anything? Hold on, I'm gonna bobble. I'm gonna bobble them. See what they're drawing. A Reanimate? Well, I guess I'm glad I waited. Let's just pass here. Draw a card. If they don't play the Reanimate this turn, then I might have to do something. I might have to still just play End of Turn Containment Priest, but it seems kind of hard for them to not do that. I don't know. It could be that they're literally worried about Containment Priest, but I'm not too threatened. There's nothing much I can do there, and there we go. That's a Reanimate. That's a Containment Priest. They also lose 1 million life. I mean, killing the Containment Priest is pretty hard. I've got a Mother of Runes in play. This is indeed the lock. Okay, take 8 and your Gristlebrand's exiled. Yep. That's a real story in 3 parts there. Let's Strip Mine. I'm gonna want to use Strip Mine, but I don't want to use it yet. I want to play Elite Spellbinder this turn, just so I can look at the removal spell and laugh. Anger, Trumpeting Carnosaur, and Cut Down. All right, I will make Carnosaur very expensive and hit for 2 here. Pass the turn. Mother of Runes. Woo! And Containment Priest. The little 1-2 punch there. They had a turn 3 Gristlebrand. Oh, they're going to untap their Mana Vault. Good play. Next turn, I'm probably on Palantir into Strip Mine here. Oh, there's a Council's Judgment. So what happens if they play this Carnosaur? It costs 8 mana. I guess if I Strip Mine, they can't play it this turn. So it seems like Palantir, hit for 3, play Strip Mine, trigger Palantir, bottom, let them resolve it. They let me draw, and then I Strip Mine the thing. I didn't really want to give them the information that they were getting Strip Mined before the Palantir, not that it matters too much. And I mean, they're just basically dead next turn. I get to Winds of Abandon, their Scrapwork Mutt, and just attack them for 5. Oh, Containment Priest, thank you very much. Interrupter. See, this is the kind of matchup where I think I do want Duress and Sculler. At that point, I think I kind of want to side in Bronco Vindicate. take Palantir out. The card is just kind of slow. I think Winds is good. Beza I can probably cut. I don't really want to cut Bauble. Let's see. I probably want to put in like 3 swamps. And that will leave me 11, 10, 11, 12 white sources. And then it'll be 6 black sources. All right. And I do need to cut 2 more cards, though, if I want to play all of this stuff. Maybe I don't play the Vindicate, actually. I've got so much removal. I shouldn't play that. I think the Caustic Bronco is fine, though. I would like to get it in. Oh. Why did it add a bunch of planes? All right. I still want 14 lands. I think that's fine. Or maybe I just go 1 less Bronco and then 1 more planes. All right. Oh, wait. Did I cut a different card? Hold on. Wait a second. Oh, did I have enough cards? Because this is 14 land, 15... Yeah, so I can't play the Bronco. In that case, I'll take the planes out and put the swamp back in. Okay. I was just going to cut the Bronco, but if that's making it in, then I think we're fine. Maybe Beza is good. Maybe I'd want Beza instead. This hand is great. If we get duressed on turn 1, this hand becomes a lot less good. That's not a duress. All right. Mother Runes is cool and all, but I think I'm just going to cast Stoneforge Mystic and go get Cauldra. They have 1 turn to kill Stoneforge, and if they do, I can discard Cauldra to Smuggler's Copter. Okay. Cut down plus tap land. Land would have been nice there. Let's go Copter. Maybe I should have just played the Copter. I mean, I knew about exactly cut down. And then that could have worked out better because oh, they just got a Croaks. Interesting. They're Urborg. They can still pump the Sleeper, because then they wouldn't have been able to use the removal quite as effectively, and I could have maybe found a land last turn. Land this turn is still very good. So let's go land, Mother Runes, and I think Intrepid Adversary. Well, the question is, actually, I guess I'm going to attack with Copter, so let's just do this first. Send. Discard Cauldra Jules. She's now just like scratching the rug that she's not even going to be lying down in. She's just doing it for value. Jules, come here. What's up? Okay. Intrepid Adversary is good. And then next turn, Julie. Oi. I've got Sarah Paragon. I've got some action. Buff Evolve Sleeper, huh? If you attack with the Evolve Sleeper, I'll just block with the Intrepid Adversary, though, if that's an option. Okay. And income the mutts, that's it? All right, well, I'll definitely take it. Julie. That's enough. Yeah, basta. All right, let's draw. I'm going to crew Copter, but this time I'm going to crew it with Skyclave, I think. Oh, actually, I should have played Silent Clearing instead of Swamp. Oh, that's way better. Let's hit the Evolved Sleeper. Right now, there's Creature, Instant Artifact. So I guess I'm going to crew Copter. I guess with Skyclave still, but I don't think... I could attack with Intrepid Adversary and not use Copter. That's probably fine. The reason I want to use Copter is if I discard a land, the Netherglyph gets big, and then they can just block. And then now I've got Mother of Runes, and I gained the 3 life off the hit from the Intrepid Adversary, so I don't care if I get attacked back. They're not very close to Croaksing me. Toxic Deluge? That's pretty annoying. X equals 2. Okay. That'll kill my stuff. And then they're going to get a 1/1 token. And now they're a little closer to Croaksa as well. All right. Well, let's go... Let's go Sarah Paragon. Get a little value here. Crew the Copter. Send with the Copter and loot. Discarding... Do I discard Silent Clearing or Plains now? I think Silent Clearing is fine. And then play Silent Clearing with Sarah Paragon. 17, yeah, I'll play the Mana Crypt so I can have Reprieve up. That I do have to pay a life with Silent Clearing, but I'd much rather have a Silent Clearing than a Plains here. overall. Is this him to Turok? I hope this costs more than 2 mana. Oh, unearthing the mud. That I can't do anything about. I mean, they're just dead to flyers next turn. Anger? They have a lot of ways to haste things. It's not really doing them any good here. Damn. Well, damn. Damn indeed. And, oh, I don't have... No, I do have lethal because Sarah Paragon can just play a card. All right. I lost the flip, which is good because that way it's much better to lose the flip in a game you've already won than use up flip equity in a later game, you know. Here, we'll make a giant intrepid adversary and send in for quite a bit of damage. All right. Round 2 time. I love it. All right. Time for round 2. I would like to play first. And this is the hand that I was telling you about with Strip Mine. Though here I think I'm going to go Plains, Mana Crypt, Palantir. Getting Palantir going on turn 1 is pretty good because they soon have to just start giving you cards. So I'm going to cast turn 1 Palantir, and then turn 2 I can play Smuggler's Copter plus Stoneforge. Bottom, and I'll put this on top. 3 is enough damage that I'm totally happy nugging for 3 to start things out. I could play Strip Mine, or I could Stoneforge plus Copter. Oh, they have a Mox, so the game is not just over. The game would have been not just over, but like pretty close if they didn't have a Mox here on turn 1. Oh man, are they going to kill my Palantir? That's pretty good if they have like an Abrade or something. Yeah, all right. They're battling back. That's a shame. Land. I'm going to play this a little differently than I normally would. I'm going to get Skullclamp, play Skullclamp, and equip. They've already used a piece of artifact removal, so now I don't think it's that likely they can kill the Skullclamp. And this way a burn spell doesn't do anything. Okay. My concern with playing Smuggler's Copter plus Stoneforge was if they... all right, let's go Strip Mine on Mountain here. They didn't do anything. If they just killed the Stoneforge, then I think it would end up being kind of bad for me. All right, and then I'll hit for 2. Mother Runes plus Copter plus Strip Mine. Pretty great turn. They didn't have a play last turn on 3 mana, so I think they're back to being in a ton of trouble. This was just such a good draw for me. I mean, it was really, truly obscene. And playing against red-white, I normally would want Guardian Scale Lord. I don't want the Duresses and stuff. I think I'll put in the Scale Lord and take out Winds. But that's just like the typical sideboarding against removal, so we'll see if that works out. All right, well, this hand is lacking a certain Mana Crypt, so it's not quite as broken, but I think I'm still going to keep it. Another hand that's pretty good at playing the long game. Let's see if they've got a Mox here. No, I've got a Bauble, though. I'm going to pass the turn. They didn't crack Tarn. I was expecting them to crack Tarn. Huh. They must not have any tap lands to get. All right. Well, I guess I'll Bauble, and they might not be drawing it. Who knows? Mountain. Okay. Let's draw. Mox or Mana Crypt would still be pretty desirable here, but I think... Actually, I'm just going to play Intrepid Adversary. I could play Staff. The problem with playing Staff is I'm not going to use it. I can't use it this turn. Next turn, I'm probably playing Palantir. And they're not cracking their fetch. They drew a Mountain here. And I feel like if I'm not going to use Staff for the next 2 turns, I shouldn't play it because a 3/1 is going to do a lot more. And it means that I can wait and play Staff and use it in the same turn at some point later. Oh, I see. They were really hoping to draw that Mountain. They were just on... Plains Tarn, and then now they have like a Swords or something. I don't know. I'll play Palantir. Ready to get dazed. Yeah, I will attack. I guess I actually should have just attacked first, but I'll put Council's Judgment on top, get him for another 3 here. Okay, they took the 3. I assume this Intrepid Adversary is not really getting more hits in at this point, given there's a 3rd Path Iconoclast in play. I got my 1 hit in. Next turn I can go like Sarah Paragon plus replay Mishra's Bauble, the combo. We'll see what they do. Cycle, Lorien revealed, get island. The all basics plan. I mean, if they can't kill Palantir, then that's pretty good for me. I assume they're going to do something this turn. They're a 3-color deck. They figured out their mana. They have a third path in play. All right. Are they just going to pass the turn? It's unexpectedly absent for 0, I think. If they're going to... They just didn't do any... I don't understand what could be in their hand. All right. I just thought that was going to be a counterspell or braid the Palantir in response or... I don't know, do something. Okay. Staff's going. Palantir's going. Interestingly enough, if I put Mana Crypt in the yard... I'm going to put Mother of Runes on top because I think going Sarah Paragon, replay Mother of Runes sounds really good next turn. There's actually some argument to leaving Crypt in the yard for that too. Oh, they took 4 down to 6. What could they have in their hand? What is happening? Are they going to kill me with Underworld Breach Brain Freeze here? That's the only thing I can think of that makes any sense. No, they're just casting third path, but they had no spells for blue, red last turn. I put spells in the stack. I tapped out. I played creatures. Oh, they're mind collapsing my spirit token. That's their play. That's your big finish. Okay. I guess I'll play Sarah Paragon and play Mother of Runes and then pass the turn. No point in trading adversary for that. Oh, bottom on the plains. And then they're going to have to let me draw a card. Okay. I'm just really confused as to what they could have. What's going on over there? Do they have like a bunch of combo pieces? Do they have another color? Clearly they're missing land drops and stuff, but they had 3 colors of mana. If they had any sort of counter, any sort of burn, any sort of bounce, all those, any sort of card draw, all those would have worked. And making them sack a land with Mind Collapse was pretty sick. They had to kill the token. Well, I don't think they're winning this game. I think this game's almost basically impossible for them to win, barring Brain Freeze Breach or Lion's Eye Diamond, Hull Breacher, Echo of Eons, like really, really wild, like one-shot combo kills. If they're trying to do anything fair, I've got a Mother of Runes and a Sarah Paragon and a Palantir and a Staff, and they're all going to just be generating value here. Yeah, I'm just so confused as to what was going on. I guess, the world may never know. Alrighty, time for round 3. Let's get that trophy. Ooh, this is a good little hand. I mean, against some decks, turn 1 Giver, turn 2 Containment Priest is quite problematic. Maybe less so for decks casting Once Upon a Time. Let's say they got Tropical Island. And I'm going to go turn 1 Bauble Giver. I could wait on cracking the Bauble. The reason I would do that is because I have a shuffle effect in hand. It does delay the Bauble by a turn, but given that I already have a 2-drop, I kind of feel like I can just go 1 into 2 and then on turn 3 Bauble decide if I want to cycle Eagles or not. It seems like a reasonable line. All right. Turn 1, Trop Fast Bond. Untapped Watery Grave. Ooh, this is not going to go well for me, I don't think. Into Soul Ring. All right. This isn't going to be an easy one. Well, I got a Giver of Runes. Oh, a Mox Pearl as well. Okay. I think rather than Containment Priest, well, let's just Bauble myself. Lingering Souls. Do I want to draw Lingering Souls is kind of the question. So my options here, I can either cast Containment Priest, in which case I just pass. And then, or I could go Giver, cycle Eagles. I think I'll just pass with Containment Priest up. I don't think Giver looks all that critical against them, and I don't mind drawing Lingering Souls. I think that's fine. If they play like a Natural Order or something this turn, Green Sun Zenith, Containment Priest could be really good. And if they cast like a Time Twister effect, then I'd rather have Containment Priest in play than Giver in play. So I think that's kind of where it breaks down. Uh-oh, this is just casting a big creature? Oh, Time Spiral. All right, well, we'll cast Containment Priest. Turn 2 Time Spiral with all that in play. I'm glad I drew the Mox because that means I have 3 permanents in play instead of just 2. But It's not going to be easy to have fast bond in play, so every land they draw they can play. I guess they've taken a decent amount of damage off of their own stuff, so but still. Basically, whether we win this game or not, and it's not looking likely, is just going to hinge on how good their hand is now. I'm going to just cast my idiots each turn and hope that's good enough. All right, Raging Ravine, take 1. Sure. So they're like 5-color combo. Look at my sideboard into Mox. Well, Chrome Mox isn't actually that strong. Definitely putting Duress and Sculler in. And maybe the Interrupter as well. I don't think I'm going to run the No More Lies. I think that's probably too much of a stretch. All right, well, Chrome Mox is a lot weaker than just a land. I guess Exploration doesn't do a whole lot, so let's hope they don't have another draw 7. It seems like they're playing something large. Nissa. Okay. I mean, I can Swords the creature and attack Nissa, but unless I draw like a 2 or a 1-drop, I don't think that's very appealing. Overgrown Tomb. Because I want to play my 3 this turn. I probably have to play Blade Splicer is my guess. Yeah. Blade Splicer past the turn. Because this sets me up to next turn go like Swords, attack Nissa, and then play Lingering Souls or something along those lines. I could potentially draw Mana Crypt. I could actually play Beza next turn, get a treasure, and then Swords. Yeah, that could also work. I mean, if... Oh, okay, I was going to say, if it's Wheel of Fortune, I'm not loving it. Oh. Strip Mine, Renin 6. Okay. With a fast bond in play. That was a pretty good draw. They peeled the Strip Mine, because if they had that last turn, they definitely would have played it. Okay, well, I don't think I'm going to win at this point. This is their turn 3, just so we're clear. If their hand is 2 nothings, and then I draw like a Mana Crypt, I think we've got a shot. Let's attack Nissa. And hopefully they double block here. All right, they just took it. I'm really not going to win this game. They're just generating too much value. I just don't think I'm getting out of this. All right, let's go to game 3 or game 2 here. Vindicate also could kill Nissa, but I actually have a bunch of removal for it. I think Containment Priest looks kind of bad. Gonna take out 2 plains for 2 swamps. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black sources for Sculler and Duress. Winds of Abandon also looks kind of weak. I think I'd rather have Vindicate, and I actually think I'd rather have 1 more black source given that that's the case. And I still need to cut a card now. I think it could be Giver of Runes as well. Mother of Runes I think is a lot better. Giver of Runes, if they don't have much, then it doesn't matter too much. All right, here, turn 1 Blade Splicer. I mean, I'm the one with the Mana Crypt now. So let's go Blade Splicer into turn 2 Usher plus Cycle Eagles, something along those lines. All right, I mean, turn 1 Blade Splicer, like that's a draw here. Oh, and they don't have a turn 1 fast bond or anything? Okay. Let's go ahead and win the flip even. Usher. Smash. I don't think I want to play Skyclave, and I don't want to sack Silent Clearing yet. I think I will cycle the Eagles for Scrubland, though. I could not, because I could cast the Eagles in a few turns, but I kind of feel like just getting the Scrubland is better, because I do want to sack the Silent Clearing. So let's see, because if I miss here, I'm going to be interested in sacking Silent Clearing. All right, they go to 10. That sacks Silent Clearing. Draw a card. Oh, Intrepid Adversary is not bad, but I think I can just Usher and then next turn play Adversary for 1. And that would be lethal for 7-11. All right, well, That was an easy game. Didn't have to show them any of our duresses either. Oh, maybe I want Caustic Bronco. That actually seems like it could be good too. I think Palantir on the draw is looking less good. So let's do this. All right, this hand. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. I get to go turn 1 Copter. If I draw any planes, this hand is just busted. I'm playing against Fastball and Soul Ring on the play. Yeah, I'll just keep this. All right, planes in this hand becomes unbelievable. Strip Mine. Oh, Strip Mine's actually pretty great too. Turn 1 Strip Mine, Mana Crypt, Copter. Okay. And if I miss here, I still have like a turn or two to hit. And if I hit here, it's going to be just a nigh unbeatable draw is kind of what I'm thinking here. Caustic Bronco is not ideal. What did I take out for Caustic Bronco? Oh, Palantir. That's funny because with the Strip Mine, I could have cast Palantir, but with this land, I cannot. All right, let's go. Win the flip. There's the plains. Lingering Souls, I think, is the play here. And then Crew Copter. Okay, send with this thing. Wow, they just don't have anything, huh? And I'm going to discard Caustic Bronco. I just don't think this is going to be a Bronco game. And once I draw black mana, Vindicate's probably the card I want to play first, or Flashback Lingering Souls. So, all right, well, I feel pretty good about this now. I'm going to get to draw a lot of cards next turn between Smuggler's Copter and Skullclamp. If I draw a black source, well, let's see what they play first. Oko, Thief of Crowns. Okay. I mean, if they make... Oh, they're elking the Skullclamp. I see why they're doing that, but I actually don't mind it too much. I'm going to be fine here, I think. Let's go... Mother of Runes? I think that's the one I want to play the most here. Over Intrepid Adversary. I'd rather wait on that one. And then attack. I'm gonna kill Oko here with these. And attack them with the other one. Land would still be great here. Now, let's just discard to Vindicate. It's like the same as the other two, except I don't have the mana to cast it. And then Mox into Intrepid Adversary. All right, well, they're in a lot of trouble here. I mean, a sweeper would still be pretty bad for me. I haven't seen one of those, and boom, they're done. All right, we got our dub. Well, I mean, that deck was a really good White Weenie deck. Just White Weenie with Mana Crypt, Mox, Pearl. That's already enough. But I had a Strip Mine, which was nice, Copter, which was nice, Skullclamp, which it didn't really go off any of those games, but I like this card. It's a good card. And Swords to Plowshares, both the 1-drop protection creatures, Usher for like the Skullclamp, you know, Apparition, Council's Judgment. One of the things I like about White Weenie, one of the reasons it's good, is you just end up with a lot of really good removal. Unexpectedly Absent, Council's Judgment, Swords. Oh, the Containment Priest is just awesome. Had the Black Splash, which I cited in twice, which was good. And very solid deck. I would be happy to draft this in any of the qualifiers. So let's hope we can get there. All right, that'll do it for today. Fast video, but you know what? Sometimes the dubs are fast. I appreciate you hanging out, and be on the lookout for a ton of cube content here. I'm shifting back to almost all cubes. So we're back, baby. I'll be back tomorrow with another cube draft, and I will see you then. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.